What's up guys, Aaron here, welcome to the video. So some huge news that actually came out today. I want to start out with a couple videos. The first one, sorry if you don't like the guy, whatever. Trump basically said that Bitcoin takes a lot of pressure off the dollar. Let's take a look really quick what he has to say.
I notice more and more you pay in Bitcoin. I mean, people are saying it takes a lot of pressure off the dollar, and it's a great thing for our country.
That's all. It takes a lot of pressure off the dollar, and it's a great thing for our country. So that's pretty interesting, right? Pretty interesting that he decided to say that. Right here, this is huge. So this is somebody who 4 years ago decided to write a book and say, put 1% of your Bitcoin, or sorry, 1% of your net worth in Bitcoin. Now he says, put 40% of your net worth in Bitcoin. Rick Edelman, $270 billion wealth manager. Let's take a look really quick.
Now, why do you think specifically now you can allocate up to 40% in portfolios? I mean, that's a big jump.
It sure is. In my book, The Truth About Crypto, which was a #1 Amazon bestseller, that was in 2021, just 4 years ago, and I said 1%.
Yeah, so 1% 4 years ago.
Saying 40%.
Yeah, so that's huge. I guess he was drinking whatever type of Kool-Aid that Michael Saylor's drinking, right? Which is awesome. I love it, you know? So here, this is the U.S. Federal Housing Director saying crypto is making homes more affordable because Bitcoin is a stable asset. Now, this has to do a little bit with the Stablecoin Act, or the Genius Act on stablecoins, right? David Sachs talking about how this is super important, but also this has to do with what I talked about in my last video. The order issuing the consideration of crypto as an asset for single-family loans, okay? So this is what they're talking about. It's huge. And the same guy said, did you see we added crypto to U.S. mortgages yesterday? So this isn't taking a loan against Bitcoin, unlike what Peter Schiff thought it meant, which he was incorrect, saying that, you know, if Bitcoin goes down, people are going to default on their mortgages. No, no, no. This is talking about using Bitcoin that has to be on a U.S. centralized exchange, right? So I mentioned this yesterday, but the Bitcoin or crypto has to be on a U.S. regulated centralized exchange. Nonetheless, a lot of people have their Bitcoin on Gemini, Coinbase, Kraken, etc. Even like Robinhood, it doesn't matter. I think Robinhood works. So what this means is that you can use that as an asset to help you get a mortgage, to get qualified for a mortgage, which is really important, right? If you get a house, they want to know what assets you have, what debt you have, right? All of that stuff is included. So this is huge. It's really, really huge news. And take a look at the stock market. It's pretty amazing. We just hit a new all-time high for the US S&P 500. It's incredible. Other coins here, I mean, for the day, a lot of coins are up for the last 24 hours, right? We can see the fear and greed index chilling at 49, not a big deal. Not too much leverage either. Taking a look at some of the smaller market cap coins, still technically up for the day. You can see right here, on average, it's up for the last 24 hours. And what usually had to happen if you wanted to pick up any one of these smaller coins is that you either needed to have a Phantom wallet or use MetaMask or figure out how to use Uniswap. There's this new app that came out, and I just began using it. And what it does is it really simplifies the ability to buy anything without needing gas fees, without needing any type of special knowledge in order to pick up anything. So big coins, ridiculously small coins that just launched. You can pick up anything that you see like on Twitter or X, and you don't need like gas in Ethereum or gas in Solana. It's called Dflow. No seed phrase. You can buy any token, and you get the absolute best price. And this solves a problem in the marketplace, and that's why I wanted to share it with you guys. You don't need to hold Ether Sol to execute a trade. You basically just, you know, deposit USDC like I did, or you can deposit another coin. For example, right here in Wallet, I have, you'll see in a second, USDC. And then I can actually go play with futures. You know, if you wanted to play with leverage, you can absolutely do so. You can also just buy any coin you want, any of the larger market cap coins. Or if you want to play with high risk coins, you can just totally buy some whatever you want if you want to. And it just makes it super, super easy. So anyway, guys, just wanted to share that with you because I am playing with it myself. And if you want to check it out, I'll include the link to that below. So taking a look at Bitcoin year-to-date ROI really quick. So right now, Bitcoin has overperformed what it did in 2021. which is pretty amazing because for a while it really was underperforming when we dropped to like $78,000 for Bitcoin, right? Not too long ago. Now we are actually above or just hovering at the same point we were in 2021. Obviously, the big difference is altcoins. Everyone knows it, everyone feels it, but Bitcoin alone is actually doing quite well. Now, will we hit a 2x in Bitcoin where right now we're at around a 1.1x? It's hard to know. I mean, that would bring Bitcoin to, around $220,000 or so, which isn't out of the question. It's not out of the picture at all. I think most people watching are waiting for, obviously, altcoins to rally. And most likely we would have to see a policy shift from the Fed globally too, not just the US, but everywhere, massively cut rates. And we'd have to see probably Bitcoin dominance have this big drop. In the previous cycle, Bitcoin dominance went over 70%. Right now, we are around 65, 66%. And this is taking a look at others' dominance, right? Everything other than the top 10. Really, again, I drew these lines a while ago. We were looking for altcoin season for others' dominance to go up, like we saw right here in 2021. It rallied really hard. So far, again, just due to the Fed, we have been seeing this drop. So even though Bitcoin, again, is doing pretty well, altcoins just haven't. This is taking a look at just some on-chain metrics. So the total market cap risk is still relatively low at 0.57. Bitcoin's risk is still relatively low at a 0.5. The max is 1, by the way. So taking a look at a couple of these individually, we have the pool multiple, and we can see that in 2021, this was a lot higher when we were beginning to hit the first peak of 2021. We haven't hit that yet. And right here, this is Bitcoin's MVRV score. A little confusing, but it's a pretty good indicator, right? We saw this massively peak in 2017, and then we saw this massively peak early 2021, right before we saw Bitcoin hit its all-time high, or right before we hit the peak for the beginning of 2021. We haven't even come close to it. So a lot of metrics, again, including just the social metric. Retail ain't here, right? I mean, YouTube subscribers, YouTube views, Twitter followers, everything's pretty dead right now. So we'll see what happens, guys. I still do believe that this cycle will go into 2026 next year. I don't see this ending in 2025 or the end of 2025. If anything, I think that more liquidity is going to be coming in the system. The Fed is going to have to cut rates very soon. And I think all of these factors will drive Bitcoin and altcoins higher. That's just my opinion. And this could go into 2026. Could we see a little more bleeding? Could we see a little more bad news for alts before? Totally, we could. Again, we saw Bitcoin dominance, like I showed you, way higher than it is right now back in 2021 before it dropped, and then altcoins really took the lead. So that could happen, but I believe it's just a matter of time when Fed policy changes and when the market goes risk on. It's just a matter of time, guys. So that's it for the video. Hope you guys are doing well. Till next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.